you scared? You should be. Monsters.
Disney desperately needs a winning Star Wars movie, and this is the only property that they considered ready to go to the big screen. So when the final trailer dropped, I was about to tear it apart, and for the first day or two, that's exactly what I was going to do. Then I watched Jon Favreau give Adam Savage a set tour at his warehouse, and I heard Jon Favreau say one thing that completely changed how I viewed this movie. So let's get into it. I'm Brandon, and welcome back to Screen Wars. I think every single Star Wars fan, no matter what side you're on, were actually able to agree on this one point. Nobody was expecting or necessarily wanting The Mandalorian at the big screen. And I was right in that camp. This movie did start off as season 4 of The Mandalorian. Favreau had the scripts completely written. Then in 2023, Disney shuffled the release schedule around, and somebody at Lucasfilm decided to promote this to a theatrical release. Recently, Disney just had a bunch of people fly out to watch the first 15 minutes of the movie, and one reviewer basically torched it. He said the framings were too tight, the backgrounds were too shallow, the whole thing felt more like a streaming episode than theatrical release experience. He called it portrait mode Netflix content blown up on a big screen. When I rewatched the trailer with this in mind, I definitely see his point. Some of the CGI doesn't look movie quality, some of the scenes look a little off, which is completely fine in a TV show on a streaming service, but for a first theatrical release in 7 years, that's a problem. So there I was, writing off Disney yet again. Pretty much a given at this point in time. But then, the other night I was watching Adam Savage test it. Adam Savage got a set tour of the Mandalorian and Grogu warehouse where they kept all of the sets and production pieces. Technically, this was a promo video, but it really felt like just two guys talking about their love of filmmaking. And as I was watching this video, some of the sets were really cool, some of the production pieces were cool and all of that. But Jon Favreau said something in the interview that made me completely rethink how I'm viewing this movie. He kept reiterating over and over again that he's trying to capture what he did in the first season of The Mandalorian, which in my opinion, besides Rogue One, the best thing Disney has come out with so far. Season 1 of The Mandalorian. So during this interview with Adam Savage, he's talking about the audience, and he's trying to explain what he's actually trying to do with this movie. He says, and I'm paraphrasing, that it's been 7 years since the last theatrical Star Wars movie. There are kids now who aren't even old enough to have seen the last Star Wars movie in theaters. So they've never had that experience. So he said his one goal was to make those kids felt how he felt when he saw Star Wars for the first time. When you actually sit with that for a minute, it hits differently. Jon Favreau is truly a Star Wars fan. He's 59 years old and was 10 years old when the original Star Wars was released. He's talked about being the perfect age when it was released and how that movie shaped his entire filmmaking career. And a lot of directors and writers will say that they're a fan of something, but actually have never seen any of it and actually aren't true fans. But somebody who's been a lifelong fan since they were 10 years old, who has gone out of their way to try to make Star Wars projects, a guy who launched the MCU with Iron Man, somebody who knows how to make a movie. It just really changed my perspective on this movie, and it's given me a new hope that this movie could actually work. This is Jon Favreau's first Star Wars theatrical release too. He's only been dealing with TV shows. So this is a whole new ballgame, something where Jon Favreau has a ton of experience making solid movies. So if he could achieve his stated goal to make kids today feel like he did in 1977, this movie is going to be a huge success. And this whole interview with Adam Savage, you can really feel that while Jon Favreau's talking about it. You can really feel that he is a Star Wars fan. He really wants to make a good movie. Now, intentions are one thing, and execution is a completely different beast, especially in an era where Kathleen Kennedy was still in charge of Disney at the time. But there are some good signs. The entire movie was shot in giant Quonset huts in Los Angeles, original structures that Howard Hughes built for his aircraft operations in the mid-1900s. The same aviation and hot rod culture that inspired George Lucas's aesthetic for Star Wars in the first place. They filmed this movie in the building that inspired the look of Star Wars. Another part that gave me a good feeling about this movie, in this interview, Favreau explains that in between Mandalorian season 1, 2, and 3, they only had 1 year of turnaround time. So they had to shoot as fast as possible, edit as fast as possible, get everything done and turned around very quickly. Now with a theatrical release, they had a lot more time to build out real practical sets, more time to write, I'd imagine. Another thing that will make this movie look better than a TV show, hopefully. So here's where I land after all of this. The trailer itself is still a bad sell for this movie. It's a highlight reel without an emotional hook. It gives you every reason to think it's a season 4 of The Mandalorian. And I do still stand by that. But this movie is being made by an actual lifelong Star Wars fan. Somebody who's finally standing in the spot that he's dreamed about since he was 10 years old. And I think for a lot of Star Wars projects, especially the movies, that has not been the case so far. There has not been somebody who's that much of a Star Wars fan making these movies. He's building it in the same places, with the same techniques, and with some of the same people that George Lucas used to make the originals. And he's saying it out loud, that his goal is to make fans feel like he did the first time he watched the original Star Wars. That is very ambitious. Now, this might be a crazy take, but I think this could actually be the best Star Wars movie that Disney's released since Rogue One. Now, with the bar being so very, very low, let's think about it. The Last Jedi, The Rise of Skywalker, Solo, those are the only 3 movies that they released. And these movies were terrible. So all you have to do is outcompete those movies, and you'll have one of the best movies that Disney's ever released. It's an insane thing. It's an insane position that us fans are in right now. Now, do I actually think the story will deliver? Who knows? A great production does not guarantee a great script. And just because everything looks great and the sets look great does not mean the writing is great. I think just every Star Wars fan's major concern with this movie is it's going to be just a jumbled mess of cuteness and action, a generic crap story just to get new people into the door who aren't even Star Wars fans. That is the major fear for this movie. And us as fans have been burned again and again and again. But I think you guys should definitely go check out that Adam Savage tested video with Jon Favreau right now. I'll link it in the comments down below. And I want to know what you guys think. Is this movie cooked, or do you think it has potential? Could it actually do what it's supposed to do? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for listening so far into the video. Consider subscribing to the channel because we have a lot more videos coming your way. I'm Brandon, this is Screen Wars, and we'll see you in the next one.